how to create or program toolpaths for our trivet drawing. With Inventor open, I'm going to come up to the top in ribbon bar and I'm going to select open from our ribbon bar at the top. And in my H drive, if this does not show up here in the top, click on the pull down menu and you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom to find first initial last name 000 for your H drive. And in your H drive you should see your trivet drawing. Click to select it and click open. Once it opens up, it's going to be on the 3D model tab. We're going to come across until you find the cam tab up here in the top. Once you find the cam tab up here in the top, we're going to click to select it. And the first thing we need to do is set up our part. So we're going to come up to our ribbon bar in the top underneath job folder area and we're going to select setup. These tabs that are up here in the top, we're going to work these across from left to right, and each tab we're going to take a look at from top to bottom. In this first tab here, we're going to change the origin from stock box point to model origin, and that's going to take our icon and move it to the bottom left hand corner. That's where our mill starts out. Then we're going to come across to our next tab for our stock setup. Once we're in our stock setup, we're going to leave everything the same except where it says stock offset mode. We're going to change in this pull down menu to no additional stock, and you're going to see that this should match the dimensions we put in for your original drawing. Come across to our third tab over, which is our process tab. We're going to highlight the number 1001 under program name, and you're going to type in Trivet and your last name. So I'm going to enter in Trivet and your last name. Click OK. Once your setup is complete, we're going to come over to our 2D milling area in our ribbon bar, and we're going to come up to the top and we're going to go to Pocket. It should be 3 choices here. We want the middle choice, 2D Pocket. The first thing we're going to do, work these tabs across the top from left to right, and we're going to take a look at each tab as we go through. In this first tab, we want to select our tool, so we're going to click on our tool button. Now I have these tools loaded in down at the bottom. You should have done this already. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, Butler MS Tool Library, we did that earlier in the year, and you're going to select Tool 1, which is the 1/8 inch flat end mill. If you don't see that there, we're going to go back up to the top, and I loaded them in for everybody. If you go to Sample Libraries, and underneath that is End Mills, you see those same 3 tools. We're going to choose 1/8 inch flat end mill and click Select. And that shows our cutter down here in the corner by the origin. That tab is done. We're going to go across to our second tab, and this is where we're going to select the areas we want to have pocketed. I'm going to zoom in here just a little bit so we can see things a little easier. When you select each pocket, make sure you're getting the bottom surface highlighted in red, and then click. And then it turns to blue. We want to do that for each of the areas that we want cut out. You want to be careful because we don't want to click the outside edge at the bottom or the top edge. We want to make sure that that bottom surface is highlighted, turned red, and then click to select it. And do that for the rest of the areas that we're going to pocket and we're going to cut with the mill. I'm clicking home to zoom back out again. Once you have those areas pocketed and it looks like that, then we're going to move across to our next tab, which is for our heights. And in our heights area, these 3 top ones, that is clearance height, retract height, and feed height, we want to change to model top and 0.2. So we click in the pull down menu here and we want to go to model top and 0.2. The next one down for our retract height, we want to change to model top and 0.2. For feed height, we want to change to model top and 0.2. So these top 3 areas are all clearance height, retract height, and feed height are all model top and 0.2. When you're finished with that, we're going to come down and go to our next tab, which establishes our heights. Here we're going to come down to the middle of the screen, and where it says stock to leave, we want to uncheck that to deselect that. So basically when we're done cutting, we don't want any additional stock left over. We want it to be right up to the edge of the area that we drew. Then we're going to come over to our last tab. And in our last tab where it says leads and transitions, we're going to uncheck lead in, uncheck lead out, and we're going to change our ramp type from helix to just a regular plunge. When you're finished with that, select OK, and it's going to process up here at the top. When it finishes, we're going to go up to our ribbon bar all the way on the left hand side, and we're going to select simulate. This box over here on the side, if it's not already turned on, turn it on. That's your stock setting. And then in the bottom middle of your screen, you're going to click play. And it's going to take and it's going to cut it the same way that it's going to cut on the CNC mill. After this finishes, what you are going to do for me is you are going to take and you're going to make a screenshot of this when it's finished to show me that you did and created your tool pass. You're going to save it to your photo roll, and then that picture from your photo roll you're going to upload to Google Classroom. So let's wait for it to finish. And this is the area, the screen that I would like to see. You're going to take a screenshot of this, and then you're going to upload it from your photo roll into Google Classroom. Once this is finished, we're not done yet. We're going to come up to the top next to simulate. Oops, we got to close this out first. Click close in the menu down here on the bottom. Next to simulate, we're going to go to post process. The output folder we want to change to our H drive. So you're going to click on this gray box here, click to open it. We're going to make this go into our H drive. It should be up here at the top. However, if it's not, if you click up here, you can't find it. This ends up being white. Your H drive should be over here at the bottom, all the way down towards the bottom, first initial last name 000. If you can't find it there, that means that this has not been expanded yet. So you want to go to this PC, click on the pull down arrow, find your H drive, and then in your H drive, this is where you're going to save it. Now I already have a folder set up for this, so I'm going to make sure that it's going into my folder. Once you have it into your H drive, select folder. Your name and Trivet already go in there automatically. Click post. Click save. This is not going to show up for you because I've already done this before, but if it does, click yes, we are going to replace it. And then your file editor is going to show up like this. In the top right hand corner, we're going to click X in the upper right hand corner to close this out. And then we're going to go up to the top to file, orange file in the top left hand corner, and we're going to go down to save. Once you have that part saved, congratulations, you're done with your CAM part of your Trivet drawing. Please make sure that you take time and upload that photo that you took, the screenshot that you took of your tool pass to Google Classroom. Have a great day.